As Jason is handed the red lantern from this year's Teacher on the Trail, a little history. The red lantern is believed to have first started as a joke amongst friends during the 1953 Fur Ronde race. Initially started as a joke, it has become an Alaska tradition and become a symbol of stick-to-itiveness in the mushing world. Jed Stevenson, who just finished, said there's no one tougher than a Mackey, so I think it's fairly appropriate that Jason is bringing this down Front Street. They said the idea was that the last fellow was so far behind he needed to light his own way home. But today we have beautiful sunshine. In this tradition, Wells Fargo awards a red lantern to the last musher off the trail. Our last musher is wearing bib number 20. He has been running and racing sled dogs for 45 years. He's run the Iditarod 7 times, and also the K300, the Kobuk 440, the Copper Basin 300, the Knik 200, the Tustamina 200, Tug 120, the Klondike 300, the Yukon Quest 300, the Two Rivers 200, the Mail Trail 120, and of course, 4 junior Iditarods. After the 2017 Iditarod, Jason sold his kennel, and 2.5 years later, he started the kennel over with a whole new group. He's very excited to be back to Iditarod and the race. Pushing the reset button, he says, was the best thing he could have done. He's running Iditarod and the mid-distance races again with a whole new team and a whole new him. His kennel model, Mac, is back. In 2015, he was awarded the Musser's Choice Award, and his highest finish has been 21st in 2017. In addition to his wife, Lisa, there are multiple finishers and prior champions under the arches awaiting him. If you've been following the tracker, Jason has been down to 5 dogs for the last 123 miles. I can guarantee every one of those dogs was given a lot of attention. Jason is being escorted by not only the City of Nome PD, but also the City of Nome ambulance and fire crews in honor of Lance's memory. As Jason enters the chute, he's approaching 12 days and 2 hours on the trail. And he's running. I've seen more than one Mackey run up this chute. In bib number 20, Jason Mackey of Knik, Alaska. Jason is finished in 12 days, 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 37 seconds. One second.
Shit. So he's resident of White Mountain.
Waiting for another year.
Yeah.
Another year.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a gear check first, or do you want to go say hi to your dogs first?
Snack the dog. You say hi.
Go ahead. If you didn't catch that, the bells rang in White Mountain, and that's where Lance was last left. Every musher is required to take an 8-hour layover in White Mountain before making the run to Nome. The thermometer on the back of Jason's sled said we're at a balmy 19 above. In sunshine. I appreciate the sunshine arrival.
So this thing was still burning. I was like, oh, hope don't
Catch your bag on fire. I see an axe handle sticking out.
sleeping bag.
Usually stuffed in the front.
Snowshoes.
Snowshoes as your backrest. Here your cooker.
Booties.
Booties, lots of booty. And the last two paces are paperwork. Okay. Thank you. A vet book and promotional trail mail.
That book.
The promotional mail envelope is rainbow colored. I think Jane did that on purpose this year. Thank you. I'll take that other one too.
Yeah,
BBB.
so this one has special instructions, I guess.
Yep, we'll
So
take it to the office.
You know the deal
Yeah.
there? Okay,
Yes.
there you go.
Got it. Only one more thing to make this official. A signature.
All right.
Jason, you have officially finished in 12 days, 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 37 seconds.
All right.
Can we ask you a few questions?
Sure. So this is probably the coolest thing ever. I've never seen a crowd like this in all of my finishes. So coming in last, and it's really cool. Thank you.
Not just a crowd in the street, but look at the faces under the arches waiting for you. There's prior champions.
Yeah, no, it's way cool. Wade and Hunter came out to safety. That was just like a total boost. It's always good to have friends and fans, but close friends like them guys to come cheer you on down the trail it's just priceless.
We saw that Jed ran with you a fair amount. When I asked him what it was like to run with you, he said there's nothing tougher than a Mackey. What do you say? What do you say about running with Jed?
Well, you know, I asked him a few times what he thought of it, and he said, "Well, I cry multiple times a day." He said it's exceeded my expectations. He said I had high expectations, and it has exceeded it. So I think his mission is accomplished.
It seems like there's always a challenge. It's kind of like Murphy's Law with Mackey's. It's just Mackey's Law. We've watched you run the last 123 miles with 5 dogs.
Yeah.
What was running through your head when you started dropping 9, 7, 6, and then down to that 5? 5 is required to finish.
You know, I at one point, so I left Eagle Island. The wind had just kicked up. Tyrell said it hadn't blown since he got there. Just as I was fixing to leave, it started to blow. For the next 7.5 hours, it blew like hell. And at that point, I was wondering what I was doing. And then got to Shaktoolik. I came into Shaktoolik in an absolute blizzard. Stayed there for, 14 hours or something. And then headed back out across the ice with 6 dogs, bucking 35-mile-an-hour winds. And again, thought, what the hell am I doing? But it's just what we do. You don't give up. And the dogs, you got 5 dogs that bust their butt for me day in, day out. So you put your head down and go to work and join them.
Did the fact that you were carrying not only Lance's but your mom's ashes play into that decision to keep going?
Well, no. That's just... No, that's... I guess it's in our blood. It's in every musher's blood. That's what we do. We don't give up. And, if you do throw in the towel, there's a certain reason for it. It's not because you're not tough enough to do it. Everybody that runs dogs and has competed and completed the Iditarod is tougher than most.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So you took a couple years break.
Yep.
This was a big year as Lance was the honorary musher. What's next for you? Is Mac back for more?
Absolutely. All right. Yeah. Yep. So, unfortunately, I was hampered with diarrhea with the dogs right from Finger Lake from day 2, and it just progressed through the team. I had a few minor injuries that could have been dealt with, but the diarrhea was getting out of control, so I just started sending dogs home, and we ended up, I have 2 in here that finally came through. This morning, we finally, was the first morning without any diarrhea in the team, so they made it. Yep.
Along the trail, you made some stops. Where was the special places that you stopped this race?
Well, I think they were all special stops. They're all needed stops.
Come here. We're going to do a presentation. Can you step over here? Do you want to grab what appears to be all right. Doug, cool. And get that on there. Go right ahead.
Just want to tell you congratulations for finishing the race, the Red Lantern. Everybody's in safe and sound. Yep. On behalf of the Linden family companies, we'd like to congratulate you and welcome to Nome.
Well, I appreciate it very much. And thanks, Lyndon, for all your years of support in this race.
You bet.
It's a great event, and it's not possible without people like you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
One more responsibility is to extinguish the widow's lamp. It has been hanging here under the burled arches since the day the first musher was expected. It's lit to signify that there's still mushers on the trail and to signify a safe landing. Just like a lighthouse, it's there to be watched. When the last musher arrives, it's extinguished and not lit until next year. Jason, congratulations on finishing in 12 days, 2 hours, 3 minutes, 37 seconds. Welcome to Nome.
Thank you.
Jason just found out that his granddaughter was born last night. So now it's Grandpa Jason. 6 pounds, 13 ounces. Lucky 13.
Jason, can we get one question with you?
Yes, sir.
So when Jed came through here earlier, he said the Mackeys are tough as nails. Knowing that, what was the toughest moment you had, the absolute toughest moment out there on the trail?
Coming into Shaktoolik, by far. So I've ran in blizzard conditions, but I've never been in blizzard conditions where I couldn't see anything. I mean, it was literally like staring at a white wall. And I just kept going. I didn't know where I was going, but I kept going. I figured I'd run into Shaktoolik eventually. So that was definitely the toughest night. There's a few tough nights, but that one exceeds all of them. Yeah. Yep.
All right, guys, there you have it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Red Lantern Iditarod 51, Jason Mackey.
To the next side.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 51st running of the Iditarod is officially off the trail. Congratulations to all finishers.